Hello, welcome back to another summary, this time of Halo 2. The game happens during Ghosts of Onyx, but there isn't any characters in the novel that really appear in Halo 2. The first part will be from the point of view of the Covenant and the Arbiter. Let's get started. The opening cutscene is of the destroyed Halo installation in the first game, or Halo Flood. Where Thel Vadam is talking with the three prophets, Truth, Mercy, and Regret. They blame him as seen here.
There was only one chip.
One? Are you sure?
Yes. They called it the Pillar of Autumn.
Why was it not destroyed with the rest of their fleet?
It fled as we set fire to their planet. But I followed with all the ships in my command.
When you first saw Halo, were you blinded by its majesty?
Blinded?
Paralyzed? Dumbstruck?
No.
Yet the humans were able to evade your ships, land on the sacred ring, and desecrate it with their filthy footsteps.
Something else that could be noted is that when asked why the Pillar of Autumn wasn't destroyed with the rest of the fleet, he tried to, but was hamstrung by a minor prophet that wouldn't let him open up on the ship because he could have damaged the ring.
Noble hierarchs, surely you understand that once the parasite attacked,
There will be order in this council.
You were right to focus your attention on the Flood. But this demon, this Master Chief...
by the time I learned the demon's intent, there was nothing I could do.
Noble prophet of truth, this has gone on long enough. Make an example of this bungler. The council demands it.
You are one of our most treasured instruments. Long have you led your fleet with honor and distinction. But your inability to safeguard Halo was a colossal failure.
It was heresy.
I will continue my campaign against the humans.
No, you will not.
Tartarus just so happens to be the brute from Contact Harvest that killed his uncle Maccabeus.
Soon the great journey shall begin. But when it does, the weight of your heresy will stay your feet, and you shall be left behind.
Drawn quite a crowd. If they came to hear me beg, they will be disappointed. Are you sure? There can be no greater heresy. Let him be an example for all who would break our covenant. How much further must we heft this baggage? Any cell will do? Why not toss it in with this lot? They could use the meat. Them? What about us? My belly aches, and his flesh is seared just the way I like it. Quiet! You two whimper like grunts fresh off the teat. He's not meant for the jails. The hierarchs have something special in mind.
After being shocked and branded, he is brought again before Truth and Mercy, in order to tell him that instead of being killed, he can become the next Arbiter instead if he wishes.
Noble prophets of truth and mercy, I have brought the incompetent.
You may leave, Tartarus.
But I thought...
And take your brutes with you.
Release the prisoner.
The council decided to have you hung by your entrails and your corpse paraded through the city. But ultimately, the terms of your execution are up to me.
I am already dead.
Indeed. Do you know where we are?
The mausoleum of the Arbiter.
Quite so. Here rests the vanguard of the great journey. Every Arbiter from first to last. Each one created and consumed in times of extraordinary crisis.
The taming of the Hunters, the Grunt Rebellion. Were it not for the Arbiters, the Covenant would have broken long ago.
Even on my knees, I do not belong in their presence.
Halo's destruction was your error, and you rightly bear the blame. But the Council was overzealous. We know you are no heretic. This is the true face of heresy, one who would subvert our faith and incite rebellion against the High Council.
Our prophets are false. Open your eyes, my brothers. They will use the faith of our forefathers to bring ruin to us all. The great journey is a...
This heretic, and those who follow him, must be silenced.
Their slander offends all who walk the path.
What use am I? I can no longer command ships, lead troops into battle.
Not as you are, no, but become the Arbiter. And you shall be set loose against this heresy with our blessing.
What of the Council?
The tasks you must undertake as the Arbiter are perilous, suicidal. You will die, as each Arbiter has before you. The Council will have their corpse.
What would you have your Arbiter do?
Thel obviously tells them yes, he will do anything to regain his honor, even though missions for the Arbiter are generally suicide.
When we joined the Covenant, we took an oath. According to our station, all without exception. On the blood of our fathers, on the blood of our sons, we swore to uphold the Covenant. Even to our dying breath. Those who would break this oath are heretics, worthy of neither pity nor mercy. Even now, they use our Lord's creations to broadcast the lie. We shall grind them into dust and continue our march to glorious salvation. This armor suits you, but it cannot hide that mark. Nothing ever will. You are the Arbiter, the will of the prophets. But these are my elites. Their lives matter to me, yours does not. That makes two of us. Leader, there is no doubt the storm will strike the facility. We'll be long gone before it arrives. Warriors, prepare for combat!
The first mission they give him is to eliminate a heretical leader that is trying to reveal the truth about the Great Journey. So Thel then puts on the armor and heads with a group of elites to attack the location where the heretical leader is, which happens to be an old Forerunner mining site, after killing many heretical followers.
What is it? That stench. I've smelled it before.
And flood infections along the way, chasing him through the station and even around it in a Banshee.
This will save me from the storm, but you will be consumed. Arbiter, where is he? Stinking floodbait boxed himself in tight. We'll never break through this. Then we shall force him out. How? The cable. I'm going to cut it. Get everyone back to the ships.
He locks himself in a containment box that he thought would protect him from the storm outside and the flood inside that were trying to attack both the enemies there to kill him and his own troops. But the Arbiter has a bright idea. Cut the cables holding the facility from falling into the gas giant beneath, and he'll have to leave. Refumi is able to escape his grasp again though, boarding a Banshee and dipping across to another facility that Arbiter chases him into.
Heretic. Arbiter, I would rather die by your hand than let the prophets lead me to slaughter. Who has taught you these lies? The Oracle.
Hello, I am 343 Guilty Spark. I am the monitor of Installation 04.
Ask the Oracle about Halo. How they would sacrifice us all for nothing.
More questions? Splendid.
Spark survived the destruction and went to the gas mining facility where Refumi found him.
I would be happy to assist you.
It would have been nice if Refumi would have just chilled attacking for like a few more seconds, if he truly believed that the Arbiter could have been swayed. It might have ended up differently. But nah, he just attacks immediately and, you know, gets killed.
Arbiter, but I will make them see.
Unfortunate. His edification was most enjoyable.
I had no choice, Holy Oracle. This heretic imperiled the great journey.
Oracle, great journey. Why do you meddlers insist on using such inaccurate verbiage?
That is the Oracle. So it is. Come, we are leaving this system.
So Thel Vadam is left not understanding why the heretics betrayed the Covenant. Once back on High Charity, it is after Regret was killed by the demon, Master Chief, and brutes are beginning to take over for Sangheili as the Honor Guard.
This is unprecedented. Unacceptable.
The Hierarch is dead, Commander.
His murderer was within our grasp. If you had not withdrawn our phantoms...
Are you questioning my decision?
Which is true, the elites were called off in order to let Regret die, because Truth wants to be the sole prophet.
No, Holy One. I only wish to express my concern that the brutes...
Recommissioning the Guard was a radical step. But recent events have made it abundantly clear that the elites can no longer guarantee our safety.
I shall relay your decision to the Council.
Artas and a couple elites leave as Arbiter walks up. He then converses with the prophets about the current situation.
Politics, how tiresome. Do you know, Arbiter, the elites have threatened to resign?
Well, can't blame them.
Quit the High Council because of this exchange of hats.
We have always been your protectors.
These are trying times for all of us.
Even as the humans' annihilation filled us with satisfaction, the loss of one of the sacred rings racked our hearts with grief.
Putting aside our sorrow, we renewed our faith in the prophecy that other rings would be found, and see how our faith has been rewarded.
Halo, Its divine wind will rush through the stars, propelling all who are worthy along the path to salvation.
But how to start this process? For ages we searched for one who might unlock the secrets of the rings. An oracle. And with your help, we found it.
With appropriate humility, we plied the oracle with questions, and it, with clarity and grace, has shown us the key.
You will journey to the surface of the ring and retrieve this sacred icon. With it, we shall fulfill our promise.
Salvation for all.
And begin the great journey.
Once the shield is down, we will head straight to the library. I do not wish to keep the Hierarchs waiting.
The human that killed the Prophet of Regret. Who was it?
Who do you think?
The demon is here?
Why? Looking for a little payback?
Retrieving the icon is my only concern.
Of course.
Hinting at his possible vengeance he could seek for making him fail to defend the first Halo installation.
Lower the shield, Arbiter. I'll pick you up when you finish.
He fights his way through Sentinels and Flood, getting help from Artaz and company along the way.
In the center of this zone is a sacred icon critical to the great journey. I must find it.
We shall cut into the heart of this infestation, retrieve the icon, and burn any flood that stand in our way. The parasite is not to be trifled with. I hope you know what you're doing.
They reach another gondola that will carry them across to the library, and see humans crossing in front of them. Before they are able to board, Artaz tells him to just go ahead while he deals with the Flood that are coming up behind them.
More humans. They must be after the icon. On your way, Arbiter. I'll deal with these beasts.
Aw, how nice.
I see that coward didn't join you. I'll do what I can to keep the Flood off your back.
After getting to the other side, Thel pushes through more Flood and Sentinels until catching up with Johnson and Miranda.
You know, your father never asked me for help either.
The index is secure.
Mackenzie, Perez, how's our exit? You hear me, Marines? We got trouble. How you doing?
all right? Johnson!
Excellent work, Arbiter. The hierarchs will be pleased.
Icon is my responsibility.
Was your responsibility. Now it is mine. A bloody fate awaits you and the rest of your incompetent race. And I, Tartarus, chieftain of the brutes, will send you to it.
And the prophets learn of this, that they will take your head.
When they learn. Fool. They ordered me to do it.
Tartarus once again interrupts and takes over the Arbiter's mission, then blasts him into the abyss in the center of the room where the Gravemind grabs him with his tentacles, saving his life. And that is where we will leave off with Halo 2's summary. Next will be from John's point of view, up until meeting the Arbiter. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Chickchang out.